If you've ever walked into a casino or a bank, you've already seen two different ways to make money from randomness. Casinos do it with a house edge. Banks do it with a bid-ask spread. Traders can do both. Be the house, not the gambler. Let's start with casinos. Nobody knows the outcome of one single spin, including the casino. But the casino absolutely knows their expected value. The average outcome when a game is played over and over again. Roulette is a classic example. The wheel has red and black pockets, but also two green ones. The casino pays you as if it was red versus black, even odds. But those two green pockets are free wins for the casino that they don't have to pay for. Over a large amount of spins, the extra edge compounds into reliable profit for the house. The small edge looks like nothing in the short run, but they never have losing streaks that are large. And with enough volume over and over again, the wins compound. And keep in mind, they've set up guardrails. They set up table limits so one player can't nuke the bankroll. This eliminates sequence risk from the casino's game. They set position limits across all games. They have a big enough bankroll to extend losses and losing streaks to have the numbers play out and realize their edge over time. And they're diversified across many independent games with many players. They use table limits, position limits, and cash on hand with diversification. If you're trading 0DT options, some of this should sound familiar. Key ideas here: small positive edge plus many independent trials, strict risk controls, and a diversified portfolio equals reliable profits over time. We'll get into more of that in just a second. But first, let's take a look at how banks make their money. Big banks actually make money the same way casinos do. The bank distributes loans. They spread out those loans over mortgages, small business loans, personal loans, insurance, and other financial products. They have diversified bets across multiple uncorrelated loan types and constantly run analysis of the expected value of those loans and the risk of default. A bank will sell insurance in one part of the country and a small business loan in another. They reduce the possibility of losing both by making uncorrelated bets that hurricanes in Florida are not determined by economic success of businesses and bank loans in California. A bank's goal is to monitor the risk of default, making many small uncorrelated bets across the world. It's the same logic as casinos, small positive expected value repeated at scale. Banks neutralize their risk with hedging. Market makers win with tight, repeatable bid-ask spreads, fast hedging, position limits, capital requirements, and diversification across many instruments. Spread, hedge, limit capital, diversity, and real quick, here's how the math looks. Expected value is your win percent times your average win minus your loss percent times your average loss minus cost of execution. So how does a trader copy casinos and banks? Step 1, define the edge. 2 buckets. Risk premium. You're paid to take risk others want to avoid. And inefficiency edge. Temporary mispricing you can systematically capture. For 0DT and options, strategies you often are harvesting premium. Step 2, make bets independent. Don't let all your risk pile into one correlated move. Stagger your entries. Limit concurrent exposure. Use non-overlapping time windows or product types. Step 3, set hard limits before you trade. Max position size per trade. Max total exposure across trades. Daily loss limit that shuts you down. Max number of re-hedges or adjustment per hour to cap your transactional cost. Step 4, hedge smarter. If your strategy depends on collecting a spread or volatility decay, you need rules for when and how you hedge. If you're directional, define where you're wrong and what your exit is. Step 5, optimize for volume that your edge can actually handle. Casinos and banks want lots of small, positive expected value transactions. You should too, but only to the point where your cost and slippage don't erase that expected value. Here's what to watch out for, and these are the fastest ways to go from being a house to the gambler. 1, oversizing. One bet can erase months of small edges if it's too large. 2. Martingaling. Doubling down and revenge trading to get back is how gamblers go broke. 3. Over-hedging or over-trading. You chew up the spread in fees and commissions, making the broker rich. 4. Correlation pileups. 5 different trades that all die with the same market move is not diversification. 5. No shutoff. Casinos will ask large players to leave when they're on a huge winning streak from the casino floor. You need daily loss limits too. So what are the lessons that traders can take from banks and casinos? Here are 5. Predefine position limits and daily loss limits. Cap the number of adjustments per day and per hour. Track your actual expected value after cost. Kill setups that are dependent on perfect execution or ones that give up the majority of their profit to commissions and fees. Diversify entries so trades aren't all exposed to the same risk dressed up differently. Run post-trade logs, win rate, average win-loss, cost per trade, time in trade. Casinos win with a small edge, strict limits, and lots of repetitions. Banks win by spreading out loans across diverse environments, hedging, and collecting the spread. Traders who survive and scale up do the same thing. They define their edge, they control the downside, and let time and volume of trading do the heavy lifting. So which one do you think you move towards? A casino, a bank, or a gambler? And if you want more deep dives like this, hit the subscribe button below. I'll see you guys on the next one.